Yes, but we're Lonesome live here. Live here. And hear this now. Hear this. Hear what we're going to talk about right now. Yeah? I have an inventor, one a Jamaican. Yeah, one a Jamaican first inventor. We have others before you. Have a
Well,
Jamaican inventor. Huh?
well, basically, I was rated as one of Jamaica top inventor, basically, because as we speak, I am the only Jamaican, right, in the
Yes.
Caribbean and in the US that has a thing that they call a class one utility patent in renewable energy, meaning that this technology is capable of going into more than one stuff, like motor vehicle, electrical cars,
Yes.
helicopters, military helicopters, um,
Yes.
aircraft, ship, um, domestic, industrial, all of those, and etc. But Wayne, as we speak,
Mm.
I would like to say that in Jamaica, that Jamaica is gifted with one of the most incredible minds around.
Mm.
Everywhere you go in this world, you hear about Jamaica. I'm in New York, I hear about Jamaica. I went to Pennsylvania, I hear about New York. I went to Brooklyn, I went to Manhattan. You went all over, you hear about people talking about Jamaica. How powerful and unique they are.
Yes.
And I am looking at how one I would like to say then that I hear you were interviewing this guy, Andre, right? And I'm saying when I listen to Andre into a dimension of where, you have visions and
Mm.
people in some early Asian times where you have the queen and the king and all of that. They would have the prescribers, the witches and the thinkers. So
Yes.
what am I saying then in a nutshell is that you have people who were born with vision. The creator said that he will give vision to the babe and the suckling. The tender stage of children will lead the nation with wisdom,
Yes.
knowledge, and understanding, with guide with their elders. And
Yes.
society nowadays is lost its marrow. And two types, one from in the home of spiritual marrow, and one
Yes.
from how parent is bringing up their kids. I really
Yes.
listen to a woman and a woman, make a man call him dog wagwan, jankro wagwan. Are you kidding me? No, you're not dog and a jankro. You are angel of Christ. We are spiritually craft and built. Black people are spiritually craft. The Creator
Yes.
said He built us of His own likeness.
Yes.
You never hear a white man light. Am I right, Wayne? A
Yes.
white
Yes.
man is not light. And if the Creator say build up of His own lightness, that means black people is special. Look on our ancient history coming from Egypt. Black people are wealthy, powerful ingredients. You
Yes.
cannot get a white man and get a white man and a white woman and put them together and get a black or a Syrian or a Chinese or a Mexican. But put a black man with a white woman and see what come out. A Syrian, a Chinese, a Puerto Rican, a Caliente, all of that. Everybody come out. You not even know the child. It was Spanish, everything,
But
because
but
we're
but
rich
but,
with them.
but from you have a lot of scientists and you have a lot of people doing a lot of research, and them tell us
Yes,
that black people was the first,
right,
and race come from black people, so
right.
Mm-hmm.
We in Jamaica are not. The reason why we are backward, Wayne, is because we're not utilizing our
Mm.
Jamaican craft. I
You know
hear
what?
Footer High
Well,
talk about the
Make I
music.
just
Yeah,
hold it.
go
Make
ahead.
I just show some people something. Some when we say invention, tell them before you even go there. Why you tell them the first thing you invented in Jamaica, and I'm going to show them something right now. I'm going to show them the. Make I tell them what I'm going to show them. What first? No, make I see. I'm not to show them the stoplight first. What I want to show them. I want to show them the Let me see this. Let me see this. Let me see this. No, I don't. This is the light. No, I'm not
Yeah,
showing them the light.
that's the stoplight.
I want to show them something else. Because it's something. I just take up. See if I take up the Hold on. Because this one is inside now.
Yeah, man. Touch inside. Inside. You want to push on the something? Huh? I could put it on.
All right. So that is what now? I'd say spraying
Okay,
a pan thing,
so
right?
what we are showing right there, it's one of our major power box that is a
The
secret
power box.
weapon. Yes, that it's a secret weapon that will not yet show to the world. We have a very, very special time to open this to the world, that they're going to see that Jamaica is not only blessed with gold to run left them, and Shelley and 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 music and Bob Marley, but also we are very powerful in technology to change the world. You know that Jamaica is first in everything. So
Okay.
basically, in its current stage of this technology, it's had something to do with water, but I cannot disclose of it.
Because you have
So
to
it is
you
in
know,
its pattern. Yes,
yes.
yes, it
I
is.
see the pattern. I see the I see I have a certificate there with pattern and thing and everything.
Okay. So that certificate,
That's another
yeah,
thing. Yeah, yeah.
right, that certification, that's the US patent on the utility stage with the other technology that is on YouTube that
I'm
show
gonna
you
show that
about.
one. You can show the people them your technology. Hold on. I'm gonna show them. Hold on.
The development of the DBH2 Genesis, it's a fascinating story. I was brought into the Sunline team with Byron Bruce and Robert Bruce. I received a call from my friend and colleague Robert, who had asked me to quickly join him on a trip to St. Mary to visit an inventor that had come up with some very interesting new technology.
He was brought into Kingston from his home base in St. Mary to hone his skills as an inventor.
Bringing in Mr. Douglas with his knowledge and technical skills to building this machine from where it was to where it is now, the DBH2 Genesis.
Many years ago, George came to me with this idea. Today we have something that will revolutionize the future.
I'm excited. Actually, my dream is, finally come true.
This machine, the DBH2 Genesis, uses minimum input and produces maximum output. What we have done, we have used less solar panels to charge the system using many apparatus that are combined together to give a maximum charge to our solar batteries. The system also produces a 220 volt single phase, and this single phase is transferred to a 3-phase 220 volt system for industrial purposes.
The machine uses as little power as possible to magnify that little power.
During the stages of testing the residential home, we put a lot of heavy equipment on the machine.
For today's operation, we'll be demonstrating how this machine can facilitate your domestic use. We'll be turning on the inverter, and this inverter will send power to your distribution panel that will power your building. I will turn on the inverter just now. It's powering up, and at this time it is sending power to your distribution panel. We'll be going inside to see the voltage and the current, and also we'll be seeing how this machine will operate some of your domestic equipment. We'll be demonstrating how a single solar panel with a combination of apparatus will run an industrial pump. First, the solar panel that channels the energy that is taken from the sun into a combination of apparatus that's charged the batteries that will run this DBH2, a universal machine that can run simultaneously both industrial and domestic. Today, our demonstration will be industrial. First, the power is generated from an inverter that I'll be turning on just now. It will send power to the variable speed drive. And this variable speed drive will change the single phase operation to a 3-phase operation. I'll be turning on the power now. All right. What I'll be doing next, I'll be checking the voltage to see if everything is right. And I'll be also checking the current that is drawn by the industrial motor. Here we are checking the voltage. Line 9. And we have 245 volts. Line 1 to line 2. Line 1 to 3. We have 247 volts. And line 2 to 3, we now have 248 volts. What we'll be doing next, we'll be checking to see what current the motor is drawing as we speak. Line 1 currently is pulling 6.6772 amps. For line 2, it is pulling 7.07 amps, and line 3 is pulling 6.67 amps. Next thing we'll be doing, we'll be trying to see how best we could stall that motor there. So I'll ask Robert and George to come and try to stall that pump using the machine that is driving that pump. They will now try to start that motor, and I will be checking the current to see the amperage that is drawn at this time. It is now 6.67 amps, and if you check the motor right now, they are trying to stop it, and smoke is coming from that motor.
Well, basically from the wood,
as we
actually,
speak,
not
is
the
6.
from the wood.
I know it's on the board. Yes.
Now we see the DBH2 and the domestic operation of it.
We were talking about an alternative way of producing more solar energy, more output than input. Now, this is really revolutionary. The applications for this were tremendous. We thought that we were looking at something that was unique from a perspective that it was mobile, it was compact, it was able to be moved from location to location with ease. This was something that had a tremendous output that could be used in both residential, commercial, and industrial applications in any shape or form that you could possibly imagine.
So Wade, you can show the pattern for that now. You can show the pattern decoration for that.
No, because I don't have it in the file, so I don't get it to upload because I think it's in JPEG. But I have the pattern there. I will show it tomorrow. I will go the other way and show them tomorrow. Yeah.
Right.
I'm going to play one more thing and then I'll talk.
To see their new technology, solar with cameras to deal with the the security on the streets, in dealing with traffic management, and these are technologies that, well, is known to all of us, but being put together here in Jamaica by a group of Jamaicans who have patented their innovation, who is looking at different forms of how it is that we reduce our carbon footprint and going into nature itself in bringing these things to the Jamaican people at a cost-effective price. So we're just giving support. We're seeing how best as the spokesman on transport and works on housing, how it is that we can help them to introduce this to the national landscape. So I encourage everyone to come and see what they have here, be it for a housing scheme or just your own street. If it is that you want a solar technology for your home or your business, come and check them here at this small and medium-sized enterprise. George Douglas Industry, a Jamaican initiative, Jamaican people, built here at home, not a foreign, but at yard. Good people to know.
Hey, now.
Tell me something, George. Yeah, man. Tell me something now. Yeah, man. Tell me something now. When you come up with this, the invention, for us think of with us, we can't save a lot of money. Them, and by the way, those things on the market right now, right?
Yeah, the materials, you can get the materials on the market, but what we do, we're mostly specialized in our own crafting. As an inventor, you create your own crafting. So in order to get a patent, or it have to be different. So you have different levels of patent. You have the ISO of the patent, and then you would have like a small level, as though you have diplomatic immunity of different levels. So it's the same level of it. So you have a class one and a utility class one and all of those kind of stuff. All of that means that it's integrated in more than one stuff. You have just a patent that can just for a screw, but that's where it lies. So I remember when I was in the States, the guy, and I went to a company to see how we could actually expand the patent on a business level where it could have some growth for Jamaica energy system. And of course, the technology moved towards using a television to power your home. So this is where I was in quantum. I was in quantum energy encrypted power. That's where I was. It's like reverse engineering to another level. So it is not the conventional way how people get a panel put on your house, charge controller and inverter and all that. That to me, that is like the ancient days. I'm more into quantum, way up ahead. Like yeah, I'm way ahead of time. Like the
Way
next
ahead of
20
time.
years or 30.
And light
Yes.
up the place.
Yes,
Business.
I have technology way that it's crazy. When cars are now coming out that using autonomy, voice activating and body sense and all of that. I was doing that over 25 years ago when the Tomahawk just got come. I'm telling you, I was doing that. I usually take a bike. I did have this guy that my father is a technician. He's a very accomplished technician. So he usually teach us electronics every night, me and my brother on the board. So when we were kids, we could actually fix radios from tender age, build our own circuit, draw our schematics, our back diagram. We could know parts, we could know values. I remember one day we were fixing this radio, and my brother, actually, when he was fixing it, he bridged something, and the radio started to play. So my dad came over and asked him, said, what did you do to let it play? Him say, oh, Dad, I just solder a wire here and it works. Him said, that is a cobbler. You must practice to be perfect on a professional level. Find the problem and put the correct and component there. And my brother started to use up his instrument. So because of that, we were a parent of perfection. My mom was a nurse. So we were in between medical and school and Christian, because we were born in a Seventh-day Adventist home. So, it was strict right up to level 1. I'm telling you, we couldn't go anywhere much. It's when we grown up, we could try our skills. But as young kids, we were well, okay. Prior to that, he taught us a lot. And so I find my calling that the gifts is coming from the parent, but my true calling, it came up when I was watching a movie that they call Earwolf. That was my favorite movie,
Yeah,
Earwolf.
Wolf. Yeah.
Yes, so it couldn't left me. I every Saturday night you have to watch Earwolf. So, sometimes my dad would starve me with that movie when I don't do the right thing. But at the end of the day, we find another way how to bridge and make a TV and put it downstairs because we made up another place into the house and we cut out the ceiling, the bottom of the flooring and move the bed and make a house beneath the house, like the basement, and nobody knew. And we have, full electrical operation going on there. And when we do anything wrong, we would go slide under there and draw the bed, and nobody would know that we're under there. But after a while, parents are smart, time catch up on us. But what I'm saying in a nutshell, the crafting of those innovation was coming from that. So then now I make my little helicopters, and then I start to build a big helicopter, and then I get a few
Remind
little.
the people the air when you do the helicopter.
I think it was in the 90s I did the helicopter, something like that. I did a helicopter, and that helicopter thing, there was a few things because we did have, um, there was one person as a pilot. I can't remember his name, but he usually worked at Air Jamaica. And I remember he came up when he heard about the helicopter, and he said to me that you're gonna take a lot for this flight. So we heard our family friends. We know some people a long time, some very wealthy people that my family usually affiliate with and all of that. And they owned this um, what you would call it, farm, and they usually have planes land over there to spray the bananas and all of that when we were kids. So we usually go over there and look on the airport and see the spray planes and all of that. Now after that, um, or somebody told us that a plane crashed over there because he was carrying stuff, and then the police came in. I know the whole story, but anyway, it crashed. So we heard about it, and let me tell you, we in about 25 minutes to 30 minutes we built an cart, and we went for that plane, and we were coming on the road, and we see the strip police vehicle went into us with the police vehicle, almost turned over and went to the other side. Well, he was a cop that we were like our uncle. So his name was Detective Smiley. I haven't seen him in a long time. But he was my dad, good friend. So he was like family. And he said, I bet you your dad doesn't know that you're here. He said, what you got? So the guys, that was from Highgate Police Station. So they said, what you guys gonna do with this? I said, we're gonna make a plane. They said, listen, I'm gonna give you about like 20 minutes to reach your home before I put lick on your backside because your father don't know that you're down here with that. They don't know. And by the time we pushed the cart go down, there was another person was going up, went up and said, hey, they're coming with the plane over Unity. And let me tell you something, it was a whole lot of people in the community pushing the plane up. Wait, when that plane reached into my dad home, nobody could ever get us to do anything. And we started to work on that, cut it, fix it, and all that. But what happened when there was a particular thing about aircraft to make it fly? I did thought then that helicopters could just put on blades and it fly, but it doesn't work like that. The blades they have to contract. So they have a thing on it that they call they call it the pitch link. You got the swash plate, the connector rods, and then you have the hub, right? So I didn't know much about that. So the pilot guy from that was living further down, he came up and he said he wants to show us how it works. You need to get that. So I tried to get that, and well, the plane went, but it didn't give us good mile coverage because we weren't smart in it. Afterward, I did somebody went to the army who knows us and tell the army about me, right? And then now my name started to spread around the army, and then now I went there to see a captain named Captain Gray. I haven't seen that guy in a like for years now, and and another lady that was named Captain Robinson. Maybe I think she's a Coast Guard. She may be raised higher to a higher rank now. And then I started to affiliate with the Jamaica Defense Force. from there. For years, I was around. And then I met uh, Colonel O.C. Roper, and they decided that they were going to take me and school me there in terms of showing me the ropes of how avionics to the best of their knowledge. Brian, another crewman there at Earwing, he's a great guy. And those guys sit there and help me to show me to craft my helicopter. Wayne, when I done with that helicopter, no Wayne, I can take a paper and fly it. I can put a paper on a stove and make it fly. I can put a stove out there and put an engine and fly it with the remote or vice activated. I'm good like that. No, because why? Those people has point me to the basics and help me. I did really was planning with another soldier out there to to develop new drones for the military. Um, at that time. Now I'm more 100 times smarter. Now where I'm designing drones that build out of glass that are very transparent, that that you can't see. That all of those kind of stuff that you can
You
those
design
drones
the
can
drone
point the
below
top.
of glass when it transparent, but you can put the camera in it so it can do it thing
Right,
same when
right. So when it fly, but it doesn't use transparent solar panels and so on. So I can't describe the full thing, but those aircrafts they had more things to it, and they can go into real top secret military hub. I'm telling you. So
yeah.
the Jamaicans are very smart and brilliant, but on the military side, I'm way up in it in terms of technology, what you can share with these technology to give to the US government. So one of my plan was to make the ministers of technology or the government of technology that responsible for that hub to create a standard where or a unit that they could use. People would come, companies or industry to buying military technology and 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 um, and hooked it back with the US government. I remember one time I was having a conversation with the US Pentagon about some stuff as that. I don't want to go in it because there were certain classified stuff of so on and such.
Yes,
But
yes,
it
yes.
was something to deal with about how we could provide technology of my company and stage to the government, and it could use as a hub or capital venture to provide revenue back for the country and for the young minds or innovation of creativeness. That was what I was planning to do. I'm still have it in on my palms to work with it. But for now, I'm trying to settle the crime of energy in Jamaica because that is becomes a crime on the
Yes, but so
citizen
tell me
in
something when you just say on that now, because I just look at panel and that thing there with the one solar panel and it generating
Mhm,
so much current can run the whole home. I can run an
mhm,
industrial scale, right? It can
mhm.
run an industrial and
Yes, 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 yes,
right. So
yes, yes.
so that's why the government I mean, why you don't get that out of the government to come in partnership with you? Some people say they want some shares. If you're selling shares, them they buy into that right now. Others, some people say that. All right, and that's a good idea. People in there could have okay, we could buy some shares of this and give JPS a run for their money. This is not
All right,
joke.
all right, all right. So
You see,
first of all,
invention from that work. Remember,
yes,
we
yes,
can produce more. If you have something you have bake and you have to use
right,
some
right, right, right,
bake, your
right,
oven
right.
and these things, and you have to do something with to use electricity. We can't compete not even with the Caribbean right now. So we
All
need
right. So
something like to give with some ease.
all
Yes,
right.
man.
So wait. Let me educate Jamaican people on a few stuff.
Yes.
Don't be fooled. Don't Jamaican people, do not be fooled that we need foreign powers or foreign intelligence of creativeness or innovative form to let us reach to the top. Jamaica is well organized with all of these creative stuff. I'm telling you, Wayne, into the ghetto, where they call it the ghetto. You know,
Yes.
most of my growing up was from the country and into residential here, Cherry Garden and all of those places.
Yes.
I move
Yes.
around a lot of very powerful people in Jamaica. They know a lot of powerful people in Jamaica, right?
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
I move around the prime ministers, all of them. Trust me. I just kind of stand my distance. I'm not a political person or anything. They know that all I'm care about is my country, right?
That's it.
If you're not doing anything for your country, I think you should just step down, and not only step down to curse one, but step down to help mobilize and build, right? What
Yes.
was lost, not to go at a side and point fingers, right? Okay. So that being said, um, we I was seen where to the point to educate the Jamaican people, as I said before, that we don't need all of that. So why? Um, First of all, JPS has have a very serious issues that they have in terms of so let me give you this Wayne. You see into that one little wires that you have there, Wayne, that run in your
Yes.
house. Let me
Yes.
tell you what is inside of the wire that causing all of them trouble there and giving the people these highlight. So you have a thing that a lot of people don't know about. All engineers who's listening, they know that I'm speaking the truth. You have a thing that there is only one machine can find it, and it's called a fluke. So a fluke power quality analyzer, it can be in single phase or three phase, meaning that you can put it on the wire and it tell you everything that is going on into the wire, which you're consuming your energy. Now,
Yes.
how that
Yes.
works? So that is the what is inside of the wire. It is a power quality. You have power factor, you have frequency, you have voltage, you have
It's like
harmonics, you
send
have
everything. So it's like a transmitter transmit back. So it can talk back to them. Them can
yeah,
know
yeah,
what.
all right, yeah, all of those
Just to
stuff
break it
that
down,
is
let them
inside
understand.
of it,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
make up the current that you have. Now,
Mm.
when one of them is failed, it start to work on the other one. An engineer would call it the Father, Son, and Holy Ghost, meaning the kilowatt is one is the Father, and the Son is the amps, and the other one is the voltage. So if you take away the kilowatt, it's going to rely on the voltage to get high. And if you take the voltage down, then the current gone up. So because we have a low power factor, our power factor is supposed to be 0.9 or 1 power factor 1. If you put something on it where our power factor range between 0.7 sometime or 0.8.
So
Sometime
it
it go down to
0.9 number one, right? So it's
it,
below. Okay.
yeah. So it's supposed to be power factor 1, right?
Mm.
If it's going on power factor 1 or 0.99, you're talking about more efficiency, and then our light bill will not so high, right?
Mm-hmm.
But because you're using a low power factor system, and so many people is pulling on the line, and there are no upgrading of the system, it automatically turns into explosion. And let me illustrate. So for instance, now we have a power line run across, and they put 100 kVA transformer on it, and it is powering like say it's supposed to power about 50 or 70%, and they put on
Yeah.
150% on that.
Mm-hmm.
And when
Mm-hmm.
the night loads come on it,
Overload.
yes, and the
Overload.
surface, right, it
Mm-hmm.
go back on the transformer winding, blow the secondary, and
Mm-hmm.
everybody out of power. Which
Mm-hmm.
in they should tie it on another phase and get maybe another transformer to share the load. So our
Yes.
upgrading system in terms of efficiency and our power factor, or our KVA, or a KVAR, or a MV, or a MVAW, or whatever they want to call it, it is completely in a sham. It way off. So we can provide enough power for Jamaica to be fully off and operating efficiently. We may need about 2,000 megawatts for we to be smiling.
Mm-hmm.
2,000 megawatts of power.
What them using
And
now? You have an idea? What we're
yeah,
using now?
I think we may be somewhere between maybe about 9 or 800, or between 900 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
We don't.
we don't over 1,000 megawatts yet. We don't. I
Uh,
don't think we're over that.
mm,
I don't think so. If it's there, I'm not sure, but I
mm,
think it's alleged that we may are using somewhere between um uh maybe 900 to 800 megawatts, something
mm.
like that. Right. We don't have to we don't have 1,000 megawatt yet. I don't think we reach over that. We don't go there. So what I'm looking at is that to generate 1,000 megawatts is a joke. That is like a slap on the wrist. That is a baby current to generate. Because all you need to do, I'm not going to speak the technology, but I'm just going to throw it across. All they need to do is said they should, okay, they want to have it, they call me, the government should call me and say, okay, G, we need to improve our energy system. I say, okay, for rule number one, if you increase your energy system, people overseas will invest into the system so that they could build more manufacturing line and share it with our Jamaican people. So you don't have to sell out your things to Chinese, sell your land and giving away all our lands and all of that.
So when we can't sell anymore, what going to happen to us?
We don't have shit. We don't have nothing. That's the thing about
it. And then it drop on poor people's shoulder, your tax barrel.
That's the point. So I came in with a revolution story of saying all of those big businessmen, if they have in light bills on those big corporation companies that pay over 6 million, 8 million, 15 and 20 million dollars, I have a technology that can provide that amount of power in a small circumference. So that is where I'm going. I'm doing a little of what the Chinese they did. They do use small stuff and create big impacts, but not cheap component, rigid and strong component to get volume and efficiency. Right?
Yes.
Right. Good. So as we speak, Wayne, that's what I'm working on. So I have something to change the world that will go in it. Jamaica should be making electrical cars. We should be doing small voice activating machines, all of that, manufacturing all different kind of stuff. We're not making nothing. We're not even making a watch of Wayne. I'm telling you, the kids them in the project, Wayne, let me say something to you. It's not, you can't even blame the youth them where a fire gun. Let me say something. You can't blame them. Let me say something why I'm saying it, Wayne. If I have a house full of food and I stand in there and I have some kids and I said, listen, none of you guys touch none of the food in here. We're not going to stay in here and starve. But if one person come in here and eat off that food, you will only sit there and watch, but say nothing and smell nothing of such of taste. One will stay there and die for hunger. What do you think is gonna happen there, Ian? Somebody that child is going to plan a way how to survive. Survival instinct kicking instant.
That is up to the animal of survival instinct, brother. Them have built-in instinct and survival instinct. You understand?
Bro, check it out. So check it out. Okay, exactly. Looking in Africa with the animals. That's what happens. The animals need to survive. So what they do, they chip into their
if the lioness work together, if not big prayer, them work together and take it down. Because if they're not eat, they're gonna die out.
Exactly. So that is what it is. So basically, I when I look and I see all of that going on, I said, when the guys, there's no plan, there is nothing there for the youths to craft on. There is no preservation. When you check 90% of them youth here, them intellectual backward, but their creative mind in crafting or using their hands are very, very powerful. In other words, we enough of these boy in the ghetto, we have no job. We're ton gunman. Them very skill upstairs, bright. So the time, all you need to do is have a rehab. The government should take them picnic there or them bad kids, right? And utilize them. When them catch them with gun, instead of you go damn kill them, you put them before a psychiatrist. You should have part of the taxpayer money where we are paying how much billions to the government. We should have seen
Yes.
some of the taxpayer going into that to violate, what they call it, violate these kids. And when they process them and they see who will mentally disturb and what is going on, maybe he might get raped, maybe they might, they might
Yes.
beat him, abuse him when he's young, and they might kill his family. Wounds are not being healed, whether by
No.
physical force or mentally or in the
No.
home or spiritually.
I make a tell you what I say happened more than one time. You see like we just talk, right? Because I have
Mm,
some people that feel in life like, we are big people right now.
right.
And you see a little baby I grew up. All right,
Mm,
a young man I grew up, him just reach 10 and thing, and you angry him bad. You might have beat him up and slap him and you threaten him and do everything. Nobody feels him forget you. When you
no,
go
I
look
don't
older,
forget you.
10 years on him life, put 10 years more on him life, him get man strength. We are go down the
Exactly.
hill. So you might
Right.
have feel him grow beard and thing, and you might have feel okay because you feel you're the big and bad and mighty. That's how I talk to the police about the way I stop them foolishness.
Yeah.
You're the big and bad and mighty, but you still you have to leave with the force. You might have slip and go down back the so heavy again. Him same
Right.
one hurt you because what you do him. You have to be careful. We have to say things to the kids, them. We have to say things to the youths, them. If the Jamaica not have no future. By the way, before we say anything else, Kathy Lennon, she said she used the technology on her farm, yeah?
Okay.
Yes, man. Yeah, man.
Okay. Okay.
On her farm.
All right,
Yeah, man.
Kathy, you can hook up Wayne anytime, and then Wayne can get to me anytime. So,
Yeah.
but Wayne, I want to say this to the Jamaican people that this JPS thing, hope is here. Don't believe that it's gonna go like that. Redemption is coming. I'm telling you, Wayne,
Yes,
trust me.
yes.
I got the redemption. I'm telling you, Wayne, I
Make her
have
ask you something,
something.
brother.
I
Make
have
her ask you
something,
something.
Wayne.
Yeah,
Yeah, go
hold on.
ahead,
Make her
please.
ask you something. Hold on. Make her ask you something. So JPS and the government in a bed, them sign something like JPS aggressive, when them the want a competition do, brother. Because them have something with them sign. You know about it, right?
Yeah, man, I know all about the
Okay,
monopoly and
good.
all of that. So
Okay.
I am not going to go against JPS to put up any power to sell JPS. That's not my goal. I have a better plan than that, right?
Good.
But I'm not
Good.
revealing it. The Jamaican people will be totally independent coming shortly, right?
Good.
And all
Good.
of these stress and abuse with energy, we are too rich in water, in air, in
Yes.
sun.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we even have a little um a thermal hydrothermal with heat somewhere. I don't remember the place in Saint Elizabeth or something like that. I don't remember the places where they say that the hot water comes out of the rock or something like that.
All right.
It's
So we have this
hydro.
one
Yeah,
place.
that was
We have one in
thermal hydro.
St. Thomas,
Right.
and we have some other places. Yeah, man. We have some other
Yeah,
places.
so in all of those, you're looking on a rich soil that can create a megawatt. Let me share something with you. If 14 parishes, it's simple. Each 14 parishes put 200 megawatt plants at each parish. And they
So
just tied,
400 megawatt.
yes, each
200.
200 megawatts.
28. 28. 14
Yes,
parishes. 28. Double it.
it,
2800.
exactly. And it done. So the reason why you're doing it,
Yes.
so why are you doing it like that? In each community or town or province, well, we're not in the States, but let we say in each
Parishes.
um
Yeah.
yes, right. What do you call it again? In each yeah,
You
we
can
we
break
have
it.
here.
You can call it.
Right,
Yeah.
right, okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So what we would do then, we would make companies we would revite back those big companies, those factories. Remember in St. Mary, usually have like the brazier factories. We,
Yes.
we don't have no factory for the woman them. That's why they turn in prostitute. Are you
We
with
don't have
me?
nothing for
The
them.
woman they
We
turn in
don't have
prostitute.
nothing.
Hey, come on, Wayne. Look at that.
And we
Look
reach
how
no
how
better.
look
George,
how
we reach no
Dominican women
better. You know
are
this.
beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful and sexy and gorgeous and everything, and them have to go sell themselves to some old
Oh
tough
my.
man. Come on, listen.
Come on.
Jamaican woman can't even get to stand up again to have their marriage because there is nothing there. You're being negotiate between what you'd call it, food and survival. So a man
Food
say,
and
listen, if you
survival.
don't lie down, hey, you know, we
You don't
need the
eat.
yeah, you don't eat and she have her kids for go school. Like look on this way, light bill, 10, let me put it, light bill at $16,000. That is one. What you call it, the internet, $8,000. The water bill,
I tell them so already.
$5,000. Look
29.
here, hey, the
And
food
you
not
know,
buy
get
yet.
you know, if not get that money. And when I talk about even if you work now and your bus fare and taxi fare and lunch money out of that and then kids to go school, oh, the money. By the way, minimum wage at 7,000 something. So
So
oh,
make we check it here.
you
So
must
out of minimum,
like brother.
so
You
out of the
understand?
minimum wage, out of the minimum wage of $7,000, you will get the
Yes,
light bill for $10,000. You get the digital teeth in digital out of it. You
yes,
know, all of that kind of stuff coming up because they robbed me about 5 times. Me come back
yes,
and trust me, them give me hell. So
yes,
me go in and me have to just pay it off because every time I pay it, them tell me say, you know, is that is the money and I have to go and pay. And one of the time I hold to take it off and say, listen, lady, I don't want it anymore. And me have to go back now and go back to pay about almost about 39,000 when me come back. And trust me, it couldn't manage it. Me say, well, anyway, it's all. So I just went back, get the damn whatever. Anyway, so that's another level of thing. But what I'm saying is that too much unnecessary stress bill is on Jamaica. Poor people, right? At the end of the day, you know, Wayne, me never see Wayne. This is no lie. In all me live in a residential, me never see like you see PNP and Labour right march up in a residential area and go on with like when you go down and stop of people here and do
yeah,
what me never see that. Hey, Wayne, I never see it.
yeah.
Me live a cherry garden for about 6 years and me never see it. Me never
Nah,
see it.
nah.
I mean, I said to myself, say, all right, I mean, live a Stony Hill again. I mean, never see it for a long while. Me never see it. Trust me,
Let
we up,
me
man, me
see
never
that.
see. What I find out is that it is morely embedded and in trend on the poorer class of Jamaicans,
Yeah,
and that is where the poorer class of Jamaican of feel the penalty for the COVID this the people them have to pay how much money for COVID and none of them cost it upon himself. Wayne, how is it
yeah.
that I am going to pay $250,000 for a virus that I never created? How is it that you are going to tell me to take something that I do not know what is going in my body? And it goes like
Yes.
this way. You don't, for people to take a virus into their body, first of all, you have to put up all the ingredients. You notice when America them a give you something, them say, don't take this tablet if you have a kidney problem, it will all raise so
Yeah,
and so
because
and
they
so and
always
so
have the side effects. I'm telling you about the
side
side
effects
effects.
of it.
Yes.
Let me
Side
ask
effects.
you a question. Did you see them put up, say, if you take this system, it will cost all who have so and so, not take it for so, everything
Remember,
hide.
you know, uncle in a other country, them do that. The Jamaica not do that. Them not tell about nothing at all. Them not put up
No,
nothing,
because we
no
don't know what
medication
it
at
is.
all. Listen, brother, no medication at all but you take. You go a doctor right now in a Jamaica. Them just come with an injection. If you say, boy, me shoulder hurt, man, them just choke you. You know, even if a cyanide in there. Them just choke. But me, personally, me talk to them. You
Yeah.
can't just give this. Me say, what is this? You can look up the thing and because you see the whole side effects. Right now, people can go up on them phone and look up this. You can't give me anything. You can't just choke me. You can't just give me anything. Can me read up on all kind of things, you know.
Right,
Medication I wouldn't
right,
have read up onto, you know. So you
right,
understand
right.
what I say? So you
Yeah.
can't every people from a doctor say, boy, you're sick. A matter of fact, you will go in a Jamaica and go a doctor office. Him not do no blood
Mm-hmm.
tests. If you come and say
Mm-hmm.
him positive, say this happened to you. Him not do no ultrasound, him not do nothing. The MRI and nothing, but the doctor said this happened to you. And him come with a big fat nigga and that you cannot give him where he want to give. And give some pill where more hurt you than anything else. Me not join that thing there,
Yeah.
you know. You have to do the
Yes.
test. And me have to know what me I take.
Yeah.
No, me have to, me have to
I-
see the thing. So me
yeah.
dictate to that you can't just put me. You understand? It
Yes.
happened to a lot of people, but most of the people it happened to, as I said before, you go down a public, you just say it, look away, you go down a public, you belly hurt to them just give. Me have a brethren him, big artist, but you know, things about so right with him. Him go down a public him belly, not feel good, and little after that, I'm go yes, him dead. Public him go belly
Yeah,
pain,
because
give him some
yeah,
white medicine, and send him home.
yeah,
Dead.
because there's no treatment of it is based on the treatment of assumption,
You
medical
know, say
assumption.
something, so them don't notice. I
Right,
remember all the things
right.
broken, and politicians
Exactly.
have fixed it back. They don't fix
That
them.
is it.
So you know you have to go do a blood test, and me have to know say this and that. And me see this stuff at the blood, and me know say okay that happened, and you come with this and nothing at all. You know say hear me, your side of hurt you. All right, you need an operation, and you need this, and you come. You can't do me that man. Me work out for
Well,
that man.
you know, when I heard about that there was a particular minister that was involved, that was a part of the pushing of the project. And so the question that was asked, if he is a medical doctor, if he
Mm.
was a medical, I mean to say somebody get a paper and say you's a doctor.
No,
Because
no, no,
I am a professor. I am a professor in my own form of technology, right?
that is
For
yes,
my quantum technology, reverse
yes,
engineering at the eyes. I am a professor and a brilliant student in my own form, in my circle and world of
yes.
other engineers and such and such. However, that doesn't mean that I can go and speak into another area which I am not of. Right? So
That's
when one catch you or corner you to quantumly define what is it that is in that ingredients of such medical, help me understand what is inside of that is putting into that atoms that's going inside of my body,
mm,
and what are the side effects and the ingredients that made up, and what is going to happen to me over 5 years or 10 years. What do I gonna have a penis defect or vagina defect or a lump or a high problem, or maybe my husband going left me or my wife go left me, or whatever it is, or it's gonna give somebody a twitch of the brain, and
mm,
all different kind of side effects can come your way, and
mm,
do all of that. So is it why it is that cannot explain what is going on. So at the end of the day, we are
mm.
into a world of secrecy in high places where we cannot,
Yes. That
um,
is
you,
why
you know,
you know so something you know so
maintain.
that's why you see we you know when you have a government and you have to hold them to account, and that's why I don't like dictators, you know. You know, when you hold them to account and you have people, you know, if you know something and you know and it's wrong, if you come out and talk, I could have me a business, I could have the prime minister. If me a serve and me see them as the stuff in the cabinet and right, them me not number one, them sign some secrecy act business in the cabinet, by the way.
Right,
Not I
right,
don't what me make. Remember, we're in a nuclear country, so we're not supposed to even do that. We're supposed to talk to the people, them if you serve
right,
them.
right, right,
You serve them. You
right,
understand? And
right,
and and them sign for them thing, and when them have for them cabinet, you must come out and talk. And them swear they must come out
hmm
and they must do it. That from Prime Minister go right back. I mean, I
hmm
understand that. See, you can't
right,
come tell me something when me can just look because you have to be critical thinkers. You understand? And by
right.
the way, when them go to them university and them sit down and do all kind of thing, that not give them knowledge, you know. That does it
No.
call it mass production teaching. Because the
All
man
right.
when I know
Wait. Let.
man I get theory, but you are do practical. Like how you
All
da come
right.
and teach you the practical thing. That's why you
Okay.
so skill. You
Okay. So
understand?
wait.
Yes,
Check this
sir.
out. There is
Mm-hmm.
a thing that they call um I don't know if you hear it in the electrical world of science, or what they put state it as. It's just a thing to limit people who are thinkers. I say it is something to hold back smart color people. That is mine.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When we hear of it, it state that um it state like this, that you cannot, power is equal to power. You hear me say it equal power equal to power here. So that means in a way, anything you put out is where you get it out. So you're
Mm-hmm.
saying to me, and if you put in $20, it's $20 you get out. That is
Mm-hmm.
what they say, power equal power in, or something like that. No.
Mm-hmm.
So I said to them that, listen, what about if we put in $10 and get $20 out? They say that is impossible. You can't put in less in and get more out. So I said, what about
Hold on.
quantum multiply? So I use a thing like
Right,
this. So here,
anybody tell you that, me that tell him said, man, stop talk crap because every business, you start a business, and I can tell you this, the biggest billionaire, Bezos right now, Bezos, the
yeah,
one from Amazon, him starting
yeah,
him
yeah,
go
yeah,
right,
yeah.
never got $200 billion.
Bezel, yeah, Bezel, yeah,
Him never
Jeff
got
Bezos,
$200 billion. I want little
right,
thing him put in that and start that.
right,
But you still go to
right,
this.
and Gates and Bill,
So one man say you can't put in 20 and get out 40. It's impossible. Foolishness. And every
all
other
right,
man, even Bush Stewart, him tell you when him walk and him start him company, where him reach
right,
now. So no man
and then
can
you,
tell me that. If him tell me that
and
guy running in front of me, don't use that
and
against me. You understand?
and then you see a thing
Yes.
that they call a domino effect. So I
Yeah.
explained them that the process of that, it's called for my science electrical terminology for that was
Yes.
called distance, space, and time equal to electrical and mechanical efficiency. So what I'm trying to do is to claim that a credit for to get that on the intellectual level so that people who think, well, say you can put in more, put in this and get this out, to show them that distance, space, and time equal to electrical and mechanical efficiency. So let me illustrate on that. The galaxy has distance and space. The
Yeah.
sun take a time, the earth take a time to orbit around
All
the
between the
sun.
sun. Yes.
All right. The tree take a time to grow
Yes.
and then move into another time. Everything have a distance
And
and
move into
space.
seasons. Yes. Everything about
Exactly.
that.
If
Everything
you
about
take
that.
if you put a man on the track, put Bolt on the track and give him a baton and so
Take your
run around
time
the
to
track
reach where you
10
go.
times. By the
Yes.
time him go run it 2 times, him tired. But if you put other people around to relay it out and him pad touch them, or they call it tagging,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
By the time him run for 2 feet, they can keep up that for a long time without tiring based on the distance and space. So the
Yes.
efficiency of the relay energy is improved. You
Mm-hmm.
understand, Wayne?
Yep.
So that
Yep.
is what it is. So right there, I found out that theory was false. It never real. Because
Mm-hmm.
I build all of my technology is on distance, space, and time equal to electrical and mechanical efficiency. And of
Okay.
course, I think that they call leverage power, power measuring per squaring, just like hydraulic power. So what we're
Mm-hmm.
saying, Wayne, that we can take a small amount of power, small
Yeah.
amount of solar power, and generate all of the megawatt for
Of
Jamaica.
course.
Jamaica don't
Did
need
I answer
nobody
something?
to come here,
That's it.
come do nothing and tell
Yeah.
us bull crap. Those smart guys, hey, let us put in 1 megawatt, it's gonna cost you in the other thing, and those pretty words. Hell no.
Bull.
You don't need all of that.
That's what them use, because them study these kind of thing. When them come use some, immaculate speaking and
Yes,
some
yes,
big
yes,
words
yes.
and some big words and dressing a ties because this, you see a mind and play with your mind. You
Right,
understand?
right.
And Jamaican people get catched by that a lot of time.
Mm,
Some man in a
right.
jacket and tie and come and him speak and how him sound, and how him come off. Him know everything because I know him dress. Him is a this
Right,
and that. But he might have move ragamuffin. Sure, him not know because I want some that him not know a joke when I make. You
right,
understand?
right,
Make I tell you
right.
something. Make I tell you something. When you go to school, right?
Yeah.
You will have somebody in there teach you. All right, so the teacher teach you carpenter work, woodwork. But
Mm-hmm.
by notes,
Right.
you take ears for just sketch up on the notes and make the thing look hard. But if you're around somebody where you're apprentice, and when them do so 1 time, 2 time, you wouldn't believe before the end of the day you catch where you are them are try to teach you in a books and notes. It'll take you more than a year to learn. You
Exactly.
understand? Because that
True.
is scary, but when you do the practical, you will catch it more easier. That's why it's good to have apprenticeship,
One
And
one
then
hour thing.
people,
Yeah, one
them,
hour thing, 1 hour thing in our world. It's called to do. Our matter is called to do is to know. So the same thing what you're saying in a way. Theory is good, but you cannot theory. It is part of just it's part of a thing that they call intellectual
thank you.
assumptions, calculation,
And then
assumption,
you the world.
or it called an intellectual approximately,
Mm-hmm.
right? So you cannot say then that it is of the point of where you're feeding on, because in everything that you do, whether by engineering or mechanical testing in real time,
You have to
what
do
you write
practical,
on the paper, what you write on the paper is far different. When
yeah, you have to do
the
the practical.
of course, may I tell you, because me do the practical, and
Yeah,
when
that's
me
the
write
worst.
it out and calculate it and do it
Yes,
on the practical is a totally different story.
thank you.
It's far off.
Hmm?
Me,
That,
you know what?
that-
You know what I have to do, because I've learned my lesson from that, and I found out it is not true. I have to build first, do the practical, and when the practical has proven its point, then now I relate by doing the
thank
theory
you.
and have it
Thank you.
documented.
You get
So
it
it
more,
is it is it
yes,
is
yes.
yeah, it is empirical evidence that
Yeah,
is
because
work of
that
the
is the way
future.
it's supposed to work. Because you're going to build and then you can write, okay, that and that and that, this part, that. Because of that, you do the practical and then you
Right,
jump
right,
something
right,
and
right.
get it
So,
more accurate. You
so,
understand?
so, so, so Wayne, what I'm saying in a nutshell is that all of those big companies out there, Wayne, that is,
Mm-hmm.
paying billions and millions of dollars to JPS, we have a solution for them that are very affordable, that they can use to get off JPS, and even not to totally cripple JPS, but to reduce the eye light bill
Brother,
from JPS.
brother,
Not to,
brother,
huh?
at times the JPS go. Because
Right,
if you have a different company, well, because you have to have competition. In everything else, you can't just have JPS, a monopoly, a big monopoly company like this, I run over Jamaica, that government turn, you sell something. You sell something from around 91. And the money where you sell it for, you give them more than that right now. Because you just claim some street light for $7 billion.
right.
So when you convert it before the money even reach 150 to 1, you give them back the US where they sell for you previous sell it in the first place.
Right,
You
right.
understand? So you earth, your earth, industry, earth, everything you're dropping at some people and
Hmm.
you can make a profit and sell it back to a next company. You put all that
Right.
in your contract that them can sell it to overseas other people. Why, if you want to sell JPS, why you never sell it to people in the diaspora? Make them buy up some shit. You never sell it. Just raise some shares off it and then push it up to the 2,000 megawatt, like we say, 2,500 megawatts, everything good. Why them never do that? You understand? Because you have people
Yeah,
there, so you have like 3 million people. I mean, them that spend money and buy some shares.
yeah,
Nothing for
because what?
Jamaica, it's
Yeah,
like foreign pull back a country completely. It don't make no sense. And then you tax
yeah,
some oil and tax some little baby something and some little things and pressure poor people all along the way. You understand?
yeah,
It don't make no
yeah,
sense.
because it doesn't make any sense, because let me tell you, Wayne, it is extremely rough
Mm.
to know that Jamaican people is going through it. I can't turn a blind eye and pretend, because I feel it too, right? I'm here,
Tell you.
right? And me can't um give away my country for other countries, right? I can
Mm.
if I want, but I can't do that, because here is my country. You understand? And
Mm.
you know, Jamaica, is extremely rich with a lot of wealth that we can
But it don't distribute
propel
right.
ourselves.
Them not
Eh?
distribute it right. Them keep it for themselves and them friend.
Exactly.
And
So
give
so so so
crumbs
the
to the people them and the
right.
ground is so bad.
And
And
if you take away the poor class of people, the country crumble in 24 hours. I'm
it
telling you.
cannot circle on the poor class of people. It cannot. And,
So
and,
that
and
is
you know what hurt me? All right, remember when we used to have good air? Good air are pull
yeah,
out. Them don't leave
right,
the machine and think government should have negotiate because you're getting the raw material and everything. And you
right,
can't
right.
really make Jamaican tire. To
Mm.
the same people, them want to go and sell it in the Caribbean and who get the excess amount. You understand what I say? You keep a
Yeah,
tire factory, Jamaican tire factory, nobody, nothing. Everything have been imported. You could
Wayne.
have them where you retread and what have you, you
Yeah,
do. You have the big factory, why you shut it down? Even if them a
because
pull out, keep it. like Jamaican tire. Jamaica is a brand. You understand? Come
Yeah,
up with a
because
tire. No car, no
yeah,
tire, no import. So you must sell, must sell yourself. Them road and all. Them nothing about nothing for uplift. But them just sell out everything and move everything. And then you're sending
right,
somebody, believe me, people are feel it up to the barrel. You feel it.
right,
So, and
right.
them friend get waiver, by the way. Waiver. You have some people younger vote because people have voted just hand out. I saw them want to hold it. You must have no sense. And by the way, them get to youth, and when them send you out, if you go commit a crime, then them send them police brethren for kill you. That mean them name can't call. You want the youth, them get wise. Get wise.
Right.
But I know them can understand me. You understand?
Right.
Me talk to them can understand me. Marlon Reed, by the way, before me say anything, Marlon Reed, we are going to the police name. Marlon Reed from Waterford, Portmore. Morgan Slim. You was a traffic police. I mean, know who you move with. Don't play with my name, yeah? All right? Don't play with my name. We used to live at Waterford. Still living at St. Catherine. All right. All right. Go and play with my name, man. All right. Yeah, man. Talk to me, brother. Yeah, man.
Yeah, yes, Wayne. So
yeah, man.
So what I was looking at is that at the end of the day, Wayne, I'm looking where Jamaicans Jamaica is into a sham where we can make our country becomes better by everybody come together and unite. You understand what I'm saying? And that is if everybody could unite and utilize our skills, our innovations, our creativeness, all of those, right? Then it would be something. You understand?
Yes, yes.
But at the end of the day, we are not of that person. You understand? So it's like at the end of the day, we need to create that kind of light in our country, that opportunity, and we can use to opportunity can flow on the poorer class and on the people who have creative way to help our society to move on to greater existence. So we don't have to call other country and beg them this, beg them technology, beg them for this, beg that. We should be selling technology. We should have our own Silicon Valley here. Jamaica should have make them own car.
Of course.
Them own this, them own that. We shouldn't have call China or go to no government any countries that ask for nothing. Okay, let me share something with you. You see the backside? You see the backside,
Alumina.
thing?
Yes.
Did you know? I heard about it. I heard somebody talk about it, that in the backside, one particular part of the aluminum has a special part that come out that deal with aircraft, maybe it work with space. Yeah, we have that kind of thing. Yes. You understand?
And then so, the same alumina there, so the same JPS wire it run all over the place. At backside alumina make them
right.
And more things will make. So if we have that, so you have some country like Japan and things, they have the really resources, buy resources, and then build it and sell it more dearer. So for instance, them go to Africa and then buy up the whole of these things, and when they buy up the whole of the raw material, then them make the product with it and sell you back for 10 times the amount of money when they buy the raw material. That don't make no sense, brother. If you have the raw material, you start create things where you sell with it, man. Finish up some product and sell it. You understand? You know want to sell the raw backside itself, just the alumina, and then you buy back the finished product in the country. You lose money.
Right.
Them brains by you. You understand? Right. Yeah. And some country that's a rich, and they might, let me tell you this. If you remove the oil while run the world, right? That means you have a washing machine around and enough of them things. May I tell you, say Jamaica, that's the first world country. Because
right.
I wash them own and I survive and know to cut something and cook them food and wash them clothes and do all kind of things. Build them house without them kind of hydraulic machine and nothing at all. Some people
Right.
couldn't even go through a day without that.
Right.
You understand? Some people
Right.
can go through and live a day without that. Them can't. Them couldn't survive.
Right.
See?
Right. Right.
Yeah. But them use the money where them print for take care of thing, you know. Remember, you know, the
Mhm.
greatest thing for earth, you know, the greatest value to man, you know. Yeah? A food and water, you know, enough people. That's
Right.
why,
Right. 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 Right.
no, you have, you could have take care of your house and everything. If you not eat and drink water, if you not drink water and eat your food, you know, you're end up dead, man. You
and
understand?
you know,
And we can
and
plant
you
stuff,
know,
but no, them run down the dollar. See?
and,
We say
yeah,
we could
and
plant, grow where we eat and eat where we grow, and them don't want to do that, them import. See?
right.
And then we can cut a bill and we're good. You understand?
Mhm.
Nobody have to tell them that. Them just
Right.
want to. Yeah, man.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
So it is more like Wayne, that there's a lot of things in Jamaica that can work for us. The food we can sell plant a lot of mango trees and export them. We can plant a lot of taro, export them ginger, and create our own farming. See, not care how small it is. If you even give 100 ton of so and so,
Yes.
it's even better than doing none. You
And then we can
understand?
feed yourself.
And bring back the farmers. And bring back the farmers.
We don't cut down a lot of things, you know. You can feed yourself.
Yeah.
Because look
But
at like look at this now. And this is not a joke. When you see you have that new pack and grace and laugh and all, what of them do, you know, enough thing in a thing, that bully beef, you know,
Right.
and enough more things them doing a thing. We're fisherman.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
we might not have enough fish, but the fisherman must
Right.
see too much water there. So buy them thing where you can buy and where you can tin there. So if you're not
Right.
tin power and them thing, the bully beef, what them call it, you know.
Right.
You must, you know, people run up on them farm and start farming in the right way. You know,
Right.
farm, you know, livestock. That means you can say, okay, them are fish farm, you know. You can't do it, man, and them things that start tin things in Jamaica to man. If we are consume
Right.
them
Right.
things, we can't do it.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
But them are do it in some other country and come to Jamaica and I said, so everything that's a report of Jamaica. You just
Right.
consume, but you're not do nothing, you're not really sell back nothing at all and thing. Your country must have go down. If you did have
That's
$100, you know, and you get up and you sell every year, you spend $2 out of the $100. It no must done one day, man. You know, do
Of
nothing
course.
for the money and put on back on it. You can spend $2 out of $100. You can end up bankrupt, man. You end up broke, man.
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
man.
true.
Yeah, and a country can't grow so. Or them are grow. Remember the country not growing at all, you know. Them not set it for at all, you know, brother. But a man like you and you know, you do some nice work here and you know, you see it over there in the US have to go and deal with the pattern and do your thing. You understand them? Well, look, the government should have run around a long time and something I turn over. Because this thing that we just watch, you know. Let me say I can't watch it back. Let me see if I eat this. No, I was going to say if I eat. No, I eat this. I eat this. Let me see if I eat. Come on, never watch it back, man. This.
That is on YouTube. That is on
Yeah, but
YouTube.
most of them, this line and enough
The development of the DBH2 Genesis, it's a fascinating story. I was brought into the Sunline team with Byron Bruce and Robert Bruce. I received a call from my friend and colleague Robert, who had asked me to quickly join him on a trip to St. Mary to visit an inventor that had come up with some very interesting new technology.
He was brought into Kingston from his home base in St. Mary to hone his skills as an inventor.
Bringing in Mr. Douglas with his knowledge and technical skills to building this machine from where it was to where it is now, the DBH2 Genesis.
Many years ago, George came to
Hello?
me with this idea.
Now listen, George. Now just play back a thing, George. Now listen.
Revolutionize.
Hello?
I'm excited.
George, I'm hearing
My
you.
dream is,
Yeah,
you know,
I'm
finally come true.
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Yeah.
This machine,
Yeah,
the
them just
DBH2
talking
Genesis,
about energy.
uses minimum
I'm here,
input
George. I'm here.
and produces maximum output.
No man, it's no man.
We have
It's
done.
just about
We have
George.
used
I'm here. I'm hearing you.
solar panels
Yeah.
to charge the system using many apparatus that are combined together to give a maximum charge to our solar batteries. The system also produces a 220-volt single phase, and this single phase is transferred to a 3-phase 220-volt system for industrial purposes.
The machine uses as little power as possible to magnify that little power.
During the stages of
When?
testing
When?
the residential
Yes.
home,
When?
we
When?
put a lot of heavy
Yes, George.
equipment
When?
on the machine.
Hold on,
When
hold
I
on.
have to go. Let me call. I have to go.
All right, George. Have a
All
good
right.
night, yeah? Now
All
go
right.
and play this. Now go and play this.
All right.
All right, later. All right, let me finish play this.
For today's operation, we'll be demonstrating how this machine can facilitate your domestic use. We'll be turning on the inverter, and this inverter will send power to your distribution panel that will power your building. I will turn on the inverter just now. It's powering up, and at this time it is sending power to your distribution panel. We'll be going inside to see the voltage and the current, and also we'll be seeing how this machine will operate some of your domestic equipment. We'll be demonstrating how a single solar panel with a combination of apparatus will run an industrial pump. First, the solar panel that channels the energy that is taken from the sun into a combination of apparatus that's charged the batteries that will run this DBH2, a universal machine that can run simultaneously both industrial and domestic. Today, our demonstration will be industrial. First, power is generated from an inverter that I'll be turning on just now. It will send power to the variable speed drive, and this variable speed drive will change the single phase operation to a 3-phase operation. I'll be turning on the power now. All right. What I'll be doing next, I'll be checking the voltage to see if everything is right, and I'll be also checking the current that is drawn by the industrial motor. Here we are checking the voltage, line to line, and we now have 245 volts, line 1 to line 2, line 1 to 3, we have 247 volts, and line 2 to 3, we now have 248 volts. What we'll do next, we'll be checking to see what current the motor is drawing as we speak. Line 1 currently is pulling 6.672 amps. For line 2, it is pulling 7.07 amps, and line 3 is pulling 6.67 amps. Next thing we'll be doing, we'll be trying to see how best we could stall that motor there. So I'll ask Robert and George to come and try to stall that pump using the machine that is driving the pump.
Nice.
They will now try to start that motor, and I will be checking the current to see the amperage that is drawn at this time. It is now 6.67 amps, and if you check the motor right now, they are trying to stop it, and smoke is coming from that motor, and the current as we speak is 6.62 amps. Now we see the DBH2 and the domestic operation of it.
We were talking about an alternative way of producing more solar energy, more output than input. Now, this is really revolutionary. The applications for this were tremendous. We thought that we were looking at something that was unique from a perspective that it was mobile, it was compact, it was able to be moved from location to location with ease. This was something that had a tremendous output that could be used in both residential, commercial, and industrial applications in any shape or form that you could possibly imagine.
Nice, lovely, lovely. Yeah, man, good man. We have inventor like that, you know. We want some more inventors. Yeah, and we'll start push up them product and make it work for Jamaica, you know. Yeah, man, we need JPS need a contender, man. Need even couple. Yeah? Yeah, and because let me tell you this, Jamaica can't produce right now with JPS rate. The rate of JPS cannot produce, none at all. Can't understand anybody that. You see me I say? Yeah, man, so yeah, man, them thing, yeah, that good. That good. So I talk to George and I want to know, you know, about the cost for them and them thing there. Because, you know, people say this, I want one, man. We can save them some money and get rid of JPS once and for all, man. Too much foolishness. It's some man have $16,000 bill a joke. Some people have $200,000, $300,000 for not at all. And then them chop off your right and still run up the money. You know? You understand? Time for that stop. You understand? Yeah, man. The country for move forward. Country need to move forward. JPS are one of them who are all along the country. For, you know, but we can produce certain things and send out there to them. Them I want to, man. The black bill to white, man. You understand? Them I rape the country. But there, yeah. Lonesome, I'm out. Up.